So I did a 5 things that I no longer buy video like 2 years ago now, and I thought it was about time that I did an updated one because there are a fair few things I have kind of like conquered in some way. Like I feel like I have overcome the need to buy certain things, and I'm quite proud of myself. So I thought I would boast essentially in a video to you. So the first thing that I no longer buy that is a pretty big deal for me in terms of my growth as a human being is notebooks. I don't buy notebooks anymore. I have a bullet journal and I use that for everything. The issue that I used to have with notebooks is I used to see them as the source of inspiration and organization, as if it was magic in some way. Like there's a feeling that you get when you walk into a stationery shop or when you have a brand new journal or diary or notebook and you think, oh, everything is different now. My life is forever changed thanks to this tiny little book of lined paper. But time and time again, I would think that would be the case, and it never was. It's just so much easier though. If you were in a situation where you're procrastinating or you're finding something a bit difficult and you want to be organized and you want to, like grab life and you want to achieve something, rather than putting in the hard work and doing the thing, it's so much easier just to buy the illusion of the thing. And that is what notebooks were for me. Number 2 is like cheap costume imitation jewellery. So things that essentially turn your skin green. One of the grievances that I have with this is that they're not even that cheap. Like if you buy a set of rings from Topshop, they're still going to be like £8 or something. Obviously they are cheaper than actual rings, but the quality is so poor and they're just so terrible. And if I wear earrings that aren't real gold or silver, then I get like, they go all weird. And I remember I had this I remember I was in Russia a few years ago, and well, just think now, you go into Russia, what do you pack? Yeah, exactly. I also packed jumpers and really thick trousers, and I was just ready for it to be cold. It was the hottest summer of my life. It was boiling hot the whole time, and I basically had to wear the same outfit all the time because I didn't realize that it would be hot, which was stupid of me thinking about it. And pretty much every single day, because I had an outfit that was my it's hot today outfit, I would wear this necklace that went with it, and it was a chain with a really big horse. So I just had this massive metal horse on my chest, and it turned my chest green. And it kind of, when I think about it, it boggles my mind that I would wear things that turn my skin green. It's like too much of a price to pay for something that isn't even that important in the first place. I think that is the point that I'm trying to make. I only have a few pieces of jewelry now, and they're ones that don't turn my skin green, which is good. Again, if you do like jewelry and you want to buy real things not at full price, then secondhand is always the way to go. Number 3, this is quite a controversial issue, but I no longer buy physical books because I have my Kindle, and I totally get it. If you are someone who likes physical books, I'm with you. I understand. I get it. I used to have so many books that I would never read, and I think a lot of that, and this probably is a little bit of a twisted logic, but I think some of it is the fact that I would buy books maybe for like 30p, 40p from the charity shop. Whereas when I buy them on my Kindle, not only can I get them immediately there and then as soon as I've decided that I want them, but because you're generally spending maybe, upwards of £6 on something, it means that I feel more compelled to read them because it's like I have to validate the purchase that I've made in the first place. It kind of gets me out of that way of thinking that I used to have, which was collecting books for my bookshelf. They were kind of like ornaments more so than things that I would actually read. Whereas now all the books that I buy, I read. Number 4 is an absolute game changer. If you do not do this already, and if you are someone who has breasts, I strongly recommend getting rid of any bras that have underwire in them. Because I was very much of the opinion, as you may be also, that if you are of a larger breasted lady, then the likelihood of a wireless bra supporting you adequately is quite slim. No. The thing is, it's like the architecture of the bra, the way it's actually been put together. That is where the genius lies. You do not need wires if you have something that's been properly constructed. So if you're on the fence about it, I would definitely give it a go. I have a video on sustainable lingerie brands if you want to check that out. But it's such a life-changing thing. I know it sounds so trivial, but to come home at the end of a long day and not have my back hurt is the biggest joy, because that shouldn't be regular. That shouldn't just be what we accept as normal life. Just how we shouldn't accept that our skin is just sometimes green. Number 5, is Souvenirs. So Charles and I were in Japan in February, and I love Japanese stuff, just like as a rule, but I did not buy any souvenirs. I did buy something for my friend who was cat sitting for me, but I did not buy anything for myself. Now, what we decided to do instead is everywhere we went, so whenever we ate or whenever we went somewhere new, Charles and I would just sort of discuss, what can we learn from this place? What can we take home with us that is not a physical object? How can we potentially grow from this situation or change our lives? Or is there a way of preparing food that we can maybe take back into our own home? I think the idea that a souvenir must be physical is not correct and probably not always helpful. I think if you're the one who's going away into a different environment with different people who live differently to you, then you can take back so much more than just like some sweets or a little figurine or something. And I just love the idea as well, because it meant that we saw everything through this different lens rather than just like, oh, isn't that nice? It's like, how can we improve? And just having that mindset was, I don't know, it was really beautiful. And it made for some really interesting conversations. Number 6 is fancy dress costumes. I used to have quite a few just in case. Now, the thing with fancy dress parties is that no one really cares all that much what you look like. I used to have so many different costumes just in case. Because I remember going to a fancy dress costume place and seeing the difference between the renting price and the buying price and thinking, well, I'd be stupid not to buy, because if I rent it, then I can only wear it once. But if I buy it, then I can wear it a few times. But then I never wanted to wear the same fancy dress costume to a different party. So I would end up just buying a new one. And then when else am I going to wear these fancy dress costumes? Obviously, if you love, cosplaying and that kind of thing, then, and it's a hobby for you, then that's great. But for those of us who are just living, fairly mundane lives, I don't need to be dressed as a pirate day to day. I think the joy of fancy dress a lot of the time is in the creativity. So we had a house party birthday thing for my friend during lockdown, and I went as a jellyfish. Obviously, I'm not convincing anyone that I am a jellyfish, but it's not the point. It's about having fun and enjoying yourself. So I think remembering that is very, very important. But yeah, the point is that I don't see the point in investing in fancy dress costumes when surely the point is being a bit more creative and being fun with it, and spending money on things that you don't need isn't very fun. Number 7 is perfume. I no longer buy perfume. Perfume is a difficult thing as a vegan because it contains, what is it? Is it like, I think it's beaver's anal gland secretions. I think that's what it is. It's definitely something to do with a beaver's anus, which is really fun. And I never knew that. So it's one of the things that, veganism has really saved me from. I don't want that on my skin. No, thank you. I just find generally that perfume that is reasonably priced doesn't last very long. And I am unwilling to spend a lot of money on perfume. Like, I smell fine. I don't smell bad. If I smell bad, it's not because I'm not wearing perfume. I'm fine just smelling like a human being. That is okay with me. I think perfume is lovely. It's just that I don't see the point enough for me to make the purchase. Number 8 is it's a very broad sweeping statement, but anything that does not tick all of the boxes that I needed to tick. I am so fussy now, and not just in terms of like what the item is, but also where the item comes from. Is it from like an ethical and sustainable company? Is it vegan? Can I get it secondhand? You need to make sure that you have some sort of idea as to the quality of what you're willing to accept into your life, I think is the important thing, because that is a lot about your own value as well. Like, I don't want to have things in my home that are a symbol of money that I gave to an evil company. That's kind of how I see it. And the same is true of an item. If, like, say I was looking to buy like a top, I know that I don't like short sleeve tops, so I'm not going to buy a short sleeve top. I know this might sound really obvious, but the issue is that marketing always sells us a story along with the item. So it's very easy to just kind of briefly put aside all of the things that you want from your clothes to buy into the story that you're being sold. The fact that, this person that you aspire to be like is wearing this dress. Oh my God, then if I want to be like that person, then maybe I should also buy that dress. It's such a human, real thing, and it's such an easy trap to fall into. But you need to have your list of rules and you need to stick by them. That is the most important thing. This turned into a lecture, it wasn't meant to. That's just what I do and what I would encourage you to do. Sorry for being so, I did a fist, didn't I? This happened. Number 9 is just something I noticed recently, but I no longer buy new shoes unless I am replacing a pair of shoes that need replacing. This is something I'm quite proud of because it kind of feels like I've gotten my shoe collection to a point where it's just kind of, I dare say, perfect. It's like I've thought about my life. I've thought about the roles I need a pair of shoes to play. So I need a work shoe, I need a boot, I need a welly, I need a trainer, and I have them. So if one of them got damaged, then I would replace it, but I don't need more than one pair of shoes to serve the same role. And finally, number 10, sorry if it's a bit boring because it's very similar to the last one, but it is makeup. I no longer buy makeup unless I need to replace something. I've got the brands that I like, I've got the products that I like, and by like I mean they're affordable, they're vegan, they're cruelty free, they do the job. I have a bit of a gripe with, like, there are so many different mascaras. There's like lengthening, maximizing, thickening. You're coating your eyelashes in black stuff, right? That's what we're doing here. I don't believe the differences. I don't believe that there's that much different between them. I've tried the expensive ones, I've tried the cheap ones. All I want is to coat my eyelashes in black stuff and not have the black stuff appear down here. That's my dream. And I have found that with the Sainsbury's, not Sainsbury's, and I have found that with the Superdrug Own, and it's very reasonably priced. They always have 3 for 2 offers on. It's vegan, cruelty free. I don't get it. Like, if you are a makeup person, you might get it. You might understand why you need several of the same item in order to do different jobs for like different looks or something. But I feel like I know what suits my face, and if I run low on something, then I will replace it. I really like makeup. I really like wearing makeup, but there's only so much I'm willing to invest. Only so much time and only so much money that I'm willing to invest into it. So I think if you can get your products to a point where, you know, you're happy with all of them and everything, again, just like with the shoes, serves a role. Everything has a job to do. And then if you need to get a new one, then you can just swap it out. But it's just trying to abandon the mindset that more is better, really. I think that is very misleading and often quite dangerous and disruptive also. But I am a minimalist, so I'm gonna say that, aren't I? So they were my 10 things that I no longer buy. Got a little bit general towards the end. I hope that's okay. And yeah, I hope you're doing well in your version of this weird situation, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Please give this video a like if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and also to click the bell button because people haven't been getting notified as to when I post. And I've been posting a smincy bit more often, so you're gonna want to be there, probably. I don't know, again. Not telling you what to do. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Roll up, let me embed a story you'll never forget. A drip, drip, we're drowning in debt now. You can't buy your way out.